Welcome back, everyone. Sheepdog Smokey here, and this is something that I've way down on before, although I've not used the same terms as the Congresswoman here is. But we have Liz Cheney, who is the Republican Conference Chairwoman, saying that she believes there could have been actual treason involved in the aftermath of the 2016 election. You see, not long after the election, we had Peter Strzok and Lisa Page exchanging text messages where they're talking about how they need an insurance plan, or they won't let him be president. And that doesn't happen without the knowledge of other people in organizations like that. If in my small company we found out that someone was applying to be a supervisor over a team, and people involved in the upper management who were not directly making that choice were saying, we won't let that happen, we have an insurance policy, that would be discrimination, no matter what the reason is. And the problem I have is we've had over 2 years of Robert Mueller investigating whether or not the Trump campaign colluded with Russia. We now have people like Eric Swalwell saying that he doesn't care if it was a crime at the time, he's going to make it a crime. And we have people demanding that the president just be impeached, despite there being no evidence of any reason to impeach. And Liz Cheney here is, in my mind, if not absolutely correct, very close to the core of this issue. And that is that members of the government were, in fact, trying to prevent Donald Trump from winning the election. And when he did, they tried to prevent him from being inaugurated. We had an almost instant claim of collusion. And when I say almost instant, it was very, very close to the moment the election was called. We have Hillary Clinton very famously during the campaign, anyone who does not respect the results of the election is a danger to democracy. Yet over 2 years later, she has yet to accept and respect those results. And it comes down to a very simple idea. And that idea is that we have hundreds upon hundreds of people working for our government, working for us as the citizens, who firmly believe they have the right and the power to control our government and shape it as they see fit, not as we see fit. I will not be surprised next year if, when we see a just sweeping victory in the popular vote, if there are states that claim, well, there was collusion, this is not a valid election, we vote for this person who didn't win. You see, the deep state, as it is called, is shaking in their boots because they have a president in office that they cannot control, and they have an attorney general that is just an utter bulldog for following the law, now investigating how it came to be that a dossier that even the author says is largely unverified was the only thing used to gain a warrant to spy on a campaign for the office of president. It's not going to end pretty, unfortunately. We're going to see the people who are responsible found out. And we're going to see them go down swinging and gnashing and biting and clawing at everything they can. We're already seeing Comey, Brennan, and McCabe fingering each other for everything they can, because they're all shaking in their boots that they might actually be held to account for their own actions. But in a country where Anthony Weiner is sent to prison and after release ordered to register as a sex offender and doesn't, and he's not right back in prison within hours, why are they scared? And the answer is very simple. Their bubble of protection is being threatened. Their bubble of protection from immunity from the law is not being maintained as it has been for decades. And that scares them, and it should, because we have very clear laws on the books. And for years, those laws have been flouted by everyone in power, and those people have been protected by others in power. But now we have people questioning that and pushing back. Why is it someone who works for the DOJ or is a member of Congress or whatever else position you may want to name, why are they allowed to work with the media to spread lies? When it's put in print, it's libel. When it's spoken, it is slander. Why are they allowed to do that, but also allowed to claim that Donald Trump merely speaking and proclaiming that he did not collude with Russia is somehow obstruction of justice? And the answer is, again, very clear. These are people who have, for decades, some of them decades in the office they still hold today, they've been able to say, this person is breaking the law, they are breaking the law, they are breaking the law. The media chimes in and ramps it up to a fever pitch, and that person either resigns in disgrace, or they are arrested for something that is not a crime. And the lesson of don't cross those in power is once again sent to the masses. It's going to be very interesting to watch this as it grows, because we have people like Liz Cheney, like Lindsey Graham, Ted Cruz, Louis Gilbert, and many others who have grown tired of the cabal in D.C., and it spreads both sides of the aisle. They've grown tired of a ruling elite class seeing themselves as above the law and now working to thwart the people trying to say, no, here's the laws they've broken. And it's about time. Honestly, it's well past time. You see, back in the 1960s, we had a president named John F. Kennedy who knew that the intelligence organization was corrupt and vowed to splinter it. And in 1963, he was killed. And I've worked with firearms, and I've trained with them, and I have competed in marksmanship contests, and I've been to Dallas many times. I have visited the book depository, looked out the same story windows, just not the same exact window, that Booth would have been looking out. And I know the spot where JFK was shot. I don't know anyone who could make that shot with the rifle that was used, hitting a moving target. Now, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I have yet to see evidence that anything else happened, but I am also a skeptic on anything that I cannot see concrete proof of. And we know JFK had enemies in D.C. because he was vowing to basically destroy the organization of people hell-bent on control. George Herbert Walker Bush famously made a comment similar to, if they knew what we had done, we would all be in prison. And Hillary in the 2016, if that SOB wins, we'll all hang from nooses. So, of course, they have to ramp up emotion. They have to ramp up rhetoric to basically say that investigating the people who weaponized the DOJ is somehow a crime. For crying out loud, Adam Schiff is on record saying Obama must declassify everything, but also on record saying declassifying things is covering them up. Which one is it, Shifty? Do you want things declassified or not? Or is it more likely that Congressman Schiff only wants declassified what supports his desires? It's going to be something that's going to be very controversial, but it needs to happen. So I guess we're going to have to wait and see what comes of this. As always, let me know what you think. Keep the comments civil. We don't learn from debate. We learn. I've done it again. I need to quit doing these late at night when I'm tired. We don't learn from argument. We learn from debate, especially when I can phrase it right. But please also remember to like and share this video, as well as to subscribe and turn on notifications. As I said in an earlier video, I'm testing different audio settings. Up until now I'd been running at 0 decibels. I'm now at only minus 2.5. So let me know, are you hearing me better? Is the quality better, or is it worse? I've not been doing this a terribly long time, and I've got a learning curve on new software, but it's one of the things I really love doing is computers. So let me know what you think on that. And if you have any suggestions for Mac software that will allow me to make better videos, definitely send them along. Until next time, everyone, have a wonderful day.